It's 3 a.m. Your baby is screaming, you're running on empty, and the panic is starting to set in. You need an answer right now. Immediate checklist. Hunger. Feed early. Discomfort. Check the nappy and temperature. Gas. Burp and cycle the legs. Overstimulated. Swaddle and shush. Needs you. Pick them up, walk. These screams are specific biological signals with physical solutions. Identifying the underlying physiological trigger allows you to resolve the distress through a series of repeatable mechanical steps. When you're severely sleep-deprived, relying on pure parental instinct is incredibly difficult. You need a mechanical protocol to fall back on. We are going to unpack exactly how to execute these 5 diagnostic steps safely and methodically. Mastering this checklist is the fastest route to resolving the crisis, putting your baby at ease, and finally getting yourself back to bed. Step 1 is assessing hunger. A full-blown cry is a late-stage indicator of hunger, occurring long after the initial need arises. Before the tears start, look for the quiet physical cues. An infant will turn their head from side to side, an action called rooting, and bring their fists directly to their mouth. If the crying begins, your baby takes large, gulping breaths. This forces excess air into their tiny stomach, complicating a simple feeding issue with the addition of gas pain. If they aren't hungry, move to the second variable, physical discomfort. Always check for a wet or dirty nappy first. Next, perform a temperature check by feeling their temples. If the skin is sweaty, your baby is too warm, and you should remove one layer. To prevent overheating, dress your baby in exactly one more layer of clothing than you are currently wearing. Addressing these base physiological requirements first prevents a simple physical need from cascading into a full neurological meltdown. If hunger and clothing are sorted but the crying persists, check for trapped gas. Look for acute facial scrunching and watch if the infant pulls their legs tightly against their chest. To force trapped air through the digestive tract, move their legs in a circular, bicycle riding motion. This physical manipulation bypasses their uncoordinated muscles. Next, release gas from the top. Target the mid-back for burping, directly aligned with the upper abdomen. Many caregivers pat the baby near the shoulders, which is too high to assist with abdominal pressure. For persistent gas, avoid unregulated herbal remedies like gripe water. Instead, use FDA-approved simethicone drops as a preventative measure to break up bubbles before they cause pain. Trapped air is a mechanical obstruction that requires a direct mechanical intervention to relieve. Step 4 addresses sensory overload. If your baby arches their back, stiffens their body, and makes jerky, uncoordinated movements, their nervous system is overstimulated. Everything in the outside world is new to a newborn. You can counteract this sensory pileup by recreating the restrictive environment of the womb. Start with physical containment. Securely swaddle the infant to restrict the startle reflex, then position them on their side to aid digestion and provide security. Next is the auditory component. Execute a loud, continuous, and rhythmic shushing sound near the baby's ear. Total silence can make an overstimulated baby fussier. Rhythmic shushing replicates the intense acoustic environment of maternal blood rushing through the placenta. The objective is to deliberately restrict their sensory intake so their overloaded nervous system can reboot. If the crying still continues, trigger the ultimate biological failsafe, the transport response. Pick your baby up and walk at a steady pace for 5 minutes. Do not make sudden stops. This exploits an evolutionary reflex in mammals. When carried to evade danger, infants' heart rates drop and they become docile. After 5 minutes, the baby will likely be quiet or asleep. The most common point of failure is laying the baby down immediately after this walking phase. Instead, sit down. Keep holding the baby in a stationary position for an uninterrupted 5 to 8 minutes. This stationary holding period allows the infant's heart rate to stabilize sufficiently to enter deep sleep. The transport response bypasses conscious distress by activating a hardwired mammalian survival reflex. Following this protocol leads to this endpoint, a sleeping baby positioned safely on their back in a bare crib. But sometimes the crying persists. When the noise continues for hours, caregivers can reach a state of extreme psychological distress. If you reach your breaking point, initiate the emergency failsafe. Place the baby safely in the crib, close the door, and walk away. Spend exactly 10 minutes in another room to regulate your own emotions. This rule is non-negotiable. Never, under any circumstances, shake a baby. Shaking moves the head violently and causes permanent brain damage. Infant crying is an endurance test. Relying on this structured, scientific protocol allows you to regain control, ensure safety, and ultimately survive the night.